Kush's movie review.
Boom, Tetris the movie, which as I can only imagine what this is. So, humans on Earth, there's a guy it's a found footage movie for some reason. And then he's like running around and he's like trying to save, he's maybe like visiting his step brother, who's beaten as a child, and so his family adopted him, and he's now his real life. But now he wants to find his real parents, and then just as he's about to find his real parents, he's squashed by a big L-shaped rock. Bam! And then another thing comes down, but it's kind of shaped like a sideways T, and then the whole street gets eliminated because they connected a line.
A sideways
Um,
T.
is this is am I accurate? Is that what Tetris the movie is?
No, you're describing the Adam Sandler comedy Pixels. But
Ah,
that could have totally happened. So this movie has been in development for over 8 years. And I had to physically look that up because when I heard it was coming out, I was like, yeah, man, this was one of those pre-pandemic movies. I am not wrong, but hear me out. It got caught up with the pandemic. It was ready to go, and then they couldn't get it into theaters and whatever. No, no, no. It actually took longer than that. Um, Again, this movie was announced 8 years ago, and when people heard about it, yeah, they thought like something like the Super Mario Brothers movie or the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, where there's a narrative involved with it, where it's just the world of Tetris. No, this is a historical. I don't know if biopic is the right word for it, but we're trying to tell you the story of how, much like the Social Network, how Tetris was created. Where in that movie, Facebook, how was that created? Okay, and because we have been subjected to so many Hollywood blockbusters, we automatically thought this was going to be some sort of stupid family action adventure PG-13 thing. No, no. This is actually an R-rated movie. It's based on a true story. They have taken some artistic liberties, but
well, like Justin Timberlake being in it for some reason to cause conflict between two friends.
you know what? If Timberlake was in this movie, it might have made it better. But it's still a
Was
good movie.
you
I
saying
enjoyed
here
it.
is he's required to bring the sexy back?
Sometimes, sometimes, but his shelf life is shrinking, everlasting, every day. This is an R-rated movie. I'm not sure why it's R-rated. I there might have been an F bomb in it, but couldn't tell you when. Like there's no nudity, there's nothing sexual, there's very little drugs outside of what's nowadays smoking
I was gonna
and then
say, what year
drinking
is this set
vodka.
in? Are there people smoking cigarettes in the movie?
There are some people smoking cigarettes in it. The
There you
KGB, in
go.
fact, and also one of the guys from Nintendo smokes a cigarette. But also, he's like, "Oh my God, if this plane doesn't take off any minute, we might get arrested by the KGB. I need to smoke all the cigarettes right now." Like that's at the end. Spoiler alert. But this movie stars Taron Egerton, Nikita Ephraim. I butchered your name, sir. I apologize.
Oh, he's gonna be
Toby
sending me emails
Jones.
now.
We might get some emails about this. We might get some physical letters about it too if I butcher these names. It's serious,
Telegram.
man.
There'll be a guy at my front door. Yeah, Mike
And then
Fish,
Oleg
stop.
Stefan. This is this is the story about how Tetris was discovered, how it was created,
How was
and how it
discovered? Like someone
ultimately
found
how
it.
someone found it. Yeah, man. Uh,
In its
we're on
natural
YouTube, so
habitat.
check out the other YouTube channel, Gaming Historian. And this guy has an essay, a video essay. It's a little over an hour long, but it goes into all the details of how Tetris became a thing. A a Russian programmer, and this is still during the Cold War. This is like 1985, 1986. Ronald Reagan is in office. Mikhail Gorbachev is the president. Um, it's a nasty time in history. Also, it's a strange time in history. But anyways, capitalism is taking over. Communism is becoming less of a thing. The Russians want to go, you know what? Maybe we should make some money for our country. That'd be a good thing. And this got one guy who just made a video game just for fun. He has nothing to gain for it. He's not thinking about royalties. He's not thinking about distribution. He just made this game, and everybody loved it. And when I say everybody, like it spread out. So it went from just his core four to their friends, to their friends, to their friends, to their co-workers. Like secretaries and accountants were playing this game in Russia. And then eventually, through Toby Jones' character, it eventually got worldwide status where, while they didn't have a contract for it, they were selling it. And more people got exposed to it that way. Like the story of Tetris is fascinating, man. Um, if you don't want to see this movie, if you don't have Apple TV Plus, go check out the Gaming Historians YouTube channel. It's it's an amazing story, honestly. Um, this story, though, for Apple TV Plus's movie is also great. It's 1 hour 58 minutes, so you know I love that.
Less than two
They
hours,
take
baby.
some artistic liberties with it, but I get it. Like Mike Fish, we're going to talk about this in a second, but there's a car chase at the very end of the movie that never happened. I promise you, that never happened. But it's exciting for this movie. Um, People have been written out, and that happens in biopics all the time. Like we meet Alexei Sturganov. I want to say that's his name. The movie presents him as the only creator of Tetris, but he had a partner. That guy is nowhere in the movie. So we're dealing
Son
with
of a
stuff
bitch.
like that. Having said that, the movie for what it is, it's absolutely entertaining. I had a great time watching it. I've seen it twice now. I got an Apple subscription for the new Ted Lasso series, but I also was
That
like,
shit's good.
can't wait to see the new Tetris movie. So, um, you, I would absolutely recommend you guys spend $7 on 1 month of Apple TV Plus and watch Tetris the movie. 4 stars out of five.
Four
Four
out of
blueberries out of
five.
five. Yeah, 4 out of 5. Entertaining time. They're again artistic liberties. So Taron Egerton's character,
Because
he
the guy who
talks
played
to his.
Elton John's in this, right?
I'm sorry.
The guy who played Elton John in that biopics in this, is it?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. He's also in The Kingsman. It's the same
Yes.
company that produced that movie. Um, there's this weird thing where like he's a dude from the Netherlands. He's Dutch, but he's traveled all over the world. He's a very smart guy.
Fathering 550 kids.
Not fathering 550
No,
kids,
different guy? Okay,
thankfully.
different guy.
However, since you brought that up, he met a woman in Hawaii who was Japanese. He fell in love with her. They moved
Don't blame
back to
him.
Japan. He doesn't speak Japanese, but he's learning through her. However, sometimes he has one daughter, sometimes he has 4 kids. Most of the time, he just has the one daughter. But like, there are many times where we get into this whole thing like, you missed your daughter's play. And it's like, one, woman, I was in Russia. Two, why is only the one daughter here? Where are the other 3 children? Because he makes a big point of that. Like he's talking with the creator of Tetris. Like, this is my oldest daughter. This is my youngest daughter. These are my 2 boys. This is my wife. Like they go into a whole thing about it. And you know, and there's several times in the movie you're like, you missed your daughter's recital. And it's like, ma'am, he was in Russia, and also you have 3 other kids. Where are they? Because only
Oh,
the
they
little
don't
girl
they
is
don't
front and
sing.
center.
Fuck them.
I guess they weren't union or whatever the case is, but there are several times where we are focused only on this oldest daughter and none of the other kids, and it's quite hilarious at times. But
Budget
I
cuts.
loved the
Not
Tetris
casting
movie.
3 other kids. Fuck that.
I mean, it's maybe they're not available that day. It happens, and I don't know what Japanese rules are, but Anyways, Tetris 4 out of 5. I enjoyed it. It's a fascinating story. Go check out the Gaming and Story YouTube video. Great movie. Not gonna win any Oscars though.
Spoiler alert.
Mike, I heard you watch this movie. What did you think?
I didn't. I was going to, but I didn't.
Oh,
I was going to, and then I was like, then life happened, and then I forgot. But I will check it out.
Okay.
But the gaming historian documentary is very good, and because I remember I watched that when you sent it to me.
Okay.
So I will, if I remember, I will link that in the description for the YouTube. So if you want to click on that, watch that after this, highly recommended.
And that dude has a lot of great fucking content on his channel.
He does. I know I haven't. That's the only one I've watched, but I saw, where it says like suggested videos. I'm like, I kind of want to check that one out next. So yes, I'll be probably binging his YouTube channel later.
That's all, folks.